Welcome to Wild Wasteland. This is Dean Maldonado talking over the airwaves as always with my faithful companion, Michael Johnson.
Yeah, this is really exciting. Today, what are we talking about, Dean?
We are getting into a realm that I had to kind of jump into like a pool. I had no clue.
Oh, like a cold pool? Just like you have to just jump in.
No, it was
Balls out.
It was pretty warm and receptive. Honestly, I was ready.
Oh.
I was ready for a cold splash, but it was a pretty warm, receptive community. It's a community called Astrology.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about the polar bear group. The
No,
ones that jump into Lake Michigan.
oh, with the polar bear
during the
plunge.
winter. Yeah, the
Polar bear plunge. I would
Yeah.
never do that.
The water's hot though when it's winter, right, or something. It's
Not
like
really.
hot water. Wait.
I mean, it
I always
depends on
thought
what time
that-
of year.
Oh.
At the beginning of the winter, the lake is still warm from the summer.
Yeah.
But by warm, it's like 67.
That's pretty warm.
Okay, if you're in 65-degree water for like 5 or more minutes, you can get hypothermia.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we don't have a very warm lake. That's why it has the ability to freeze. Either way, astrology.
Nice. Yeah.
So
I'm
people
excited.
think of it as like these horoscopes nowadays, but let's go back to the beginning real quick to
Oh,
tell you
God.
kind of
Another
how this
history
whole
lesson?
thing got started.
Okay.
So every single ancient culture created their own version of astrology. Because at its core, it's really just a search for human meaning in a wild and reckless universe.
Yeah.
Which,
Like our podcast.
yeah, it kind of sounds like our exact tagline to the podcast. I feel like astrology owes us
Ripped
a
us
pretty,
off,
they owe us a
yeah.
pretty penny for
Yeah.
that copyright infringement,
Yeah.
my friend.
10,000 years of copywriting us.
Well, it's at least 4. I mean, the Sumerians did have a form of astrology. They did.
Are we talking about
We don't-
Sumerians?
No, we're not. I'm sorry.
Come
I'm sorry.
on.
I have to just mention them because that's the way they thought that the sky people were telling them weather patterns and
Yeah,
things of that
Nibiru.
nature.
Yeah, let's get into that.
However,
Sounds more interesting.
it's as far back as about 2200 BC is when it was noted. Now, the first actual physical recording of astrological notation, is
Yeah.
1300 BC. Now that was used.
That's my favorite BC.
Is it?
Yeah.
Why?
Nice round number.
Okay.
That's like
I'm with you.
the pyramids are built then, right? Or that's when they say. That's when science says it, but we all know the truth.
It was probably more like 6000 BC, but either way.
20,000 BC.
So in ancient Babylon, which is now Iraq, they these are people who looked at the stars. They didn't really have titles at that point. They noticed there were about 12 new moons over the course of the year, and then they
Where'd the
divided.
other 11 go? 12 new ones. We only got one.
What do you mean? We got new moons all the time. That's why we have 12 months.
What the fuck's a new moon?
Okay. I'm not gonna sit here and explain the goddamn moon cycle to you just because you had poor education.
Public schooling.
Same here. Doesn't mean I didn't learn the moons.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
wasn't
saying
really
I
paying
didn't. It's
attention.
like saying you didn't learn how to read an analog clock.
I don't even know what's an analog.
It's literally the one where it flips. So I mean, it's like what? It's reading numbers. It's like 12,
let's
20.
move on. Let's move on.
Okay, you crazy son of a bitch. He's stretching out the neck of his collar as we speak.
No
So
respect.
they divided it into 12 kind of 12 parts
Okay. Yeah, I like
with
that.
each new moon. And with each new moon there was a constellation. And then they started naming those constellations after certain animals.
Nice.
So they had like a bull, they had a scorpion,
Yeah, that's me, baby.
and that's how they made sun signs, which is what you are. What are you? A Scorpio?
I'm Scorpio. Yeah, pretty
And-
cool. Water sign.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Uh,
I am a Virgo.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know either. I just know that it's we're supposed to be talkative and charismatic.
Okay, that seems like you.
Yeah.
Uh,
You're supposed to be shifty and very, very
stubborn.
no, not stubborn. It's almost clingy, but in
Yeah.
a positive way. Like once you're attached, you're like sucked on like a leech.
I like that.
Yeah.
How's a leech positive? A leech is not
It
positive.
depends on how you
There's
use
no one
it.
positively saying like, "Oh, I got a leech on me."
Well, yeah. I mean, what if you're getting a little bloodletting? What if you're trying to get the
Get a
leech to
little
suck all
suck.
that poison
Yeah,
out of your
getting
body? There you go. Leeches are good. Moving on. So they actually there's a thing called the natal chart that they used to make for like major figures like kings and emperors and things like that.
Like a vagina?
Okay, you're thinking of a navel, which would be like your stomach.
Oh.
Like your belly button.
Oh.
But you're thinking of something in a vagina.
Yeah.
Which I'm thinking you're probably thinking of like a vulva.
Oh.
Is that what you're thinking of?
Wait, is that
by natal, navel, and vulva? That's all I can. That's what I can assume. The way your brain went there.
Wait, do you not fuck the belly button?
Moving on. Plead the fifth on that one.
Pull-out method.
So natal charts are actually a snapshot of the sky from basically the moment you're born. They include your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising sign, which is whether the sun was rising or setting when you were born.
Wait. How about if you were born at 12 o'clock noon?
Well, it can't really rise anymore from there, can it?
So wait, 11:59? That's
maybe
technically still rising.
I guess it would technically still be rising because I mean at the end of the day they broke this shit down and then like measured the degrees because they split the chart into 12 houses.
Yeah.
And they even like include where the planets were.
Oh.
And then they measure the degrees between all of the planets, and then that where they land in those houses affect your life in certain ways and kind of give you a look at to what you're going to be and do and bullshit like that.
Does this say an exercise in futility?
No.
Because it seems like the definition of it.
You have to remember, this is the exact same time where like people knew jack squat. They literally were like, kings would like, they'd be like, should I go to war? And they would be like, servant, bring me over the goat. And then they bring over a goat, they cut open its stomach, and they look at its liver. And if it has like a specifically shaped marking on its liver, it's like, that is a message from God. We are going to win this war. We should go right now. Or if it's like the other way, they're like, oh no, that's a bad omen.
That's a bad goat, yeah.
They take way too much time to do nothing in this point of history.
Man, this is crazy. White people be tripping. I'd be like, should I go to war? Servant, give me the dice. Just like, all right, 16. What does that mean?
Let's do it.
Let's go. Let's go to war. We're going to war. And
yeah,
like,
let's do it.
War.
So Western astrology, like what we use today, is all based on the book that this one guy, Claudius Ptolemy.
Yeah. Got a P in his name, though.
He does. He has a silent P.
Crazy.
Wink. He lived from 100 to 170 A.D. He was a Greek mathematician, astronomer, geographer, and astrologer. So basically,
a nerd.
Yeah, he was a nerd who played with numbers, a nerd who looks up, a nerd who looks down, and a nerd who stares up for way too long.
Yeah, well, he's into the sun.
Well, at night.
There's no sun at night.
Exactly.
Is there sun at night?
No, just a reflection of it off the moon. But
interesting. So
he wrote a book called the Almagest. that was an astronomy book.
Oh, what's the difference
between astronomy and astrology?
Yeah.
Well, astronomy is like charting the stars and noting the movement of stars and planets.
Yeah.
And then astrology is seeing all of that and saying, but what does this say about me?
Well, we just call that algorithm now. Algorithmy.
What's
the name of the book?
The Almagest.
Oh.
So it was a phenomenally well-known book. It was
I have
the
a copy
first
myself.
one that accurately mapped the speeds and rotations of planets around the Earth.
Oh. And then they told me that I'm going to have a kid with
You're wrong section.
Liver.
This is astronomy.
Yeah, well that's what happens now. Like you're like, "Oh, the sun moves around the world and then flat Earth." And then, that's why my kid's autistic.
Okay, who are you and where did Michael Johnson go? I feel like I'm sitting across from an alien sitting inside of a meat suit. Who's like, this is obviously how we talk in this place.
Yeah, well, this is astrology.
These anti-vax Donald Trump are great.
Hey, don't get your politics involved in this astrology episode. So no, like I'm just confused because like I built my pyramid.
Sure.
I got my crystals.
Uh-huh.
I charged them.
Sure.
I have my sigil.
Yep.
Why is my kid autistic?
Well, you obviously didn't utilize your chaos magic towards your little one.
Didn't jerk off on the crystal.
No, I feel like you're focusing your energy on yourself, and so your child is suffering because you're drawing so much energy out of the entire environment that it's living in.
Okay, who are you and what did you do, Dean?
I'm just saying.
You're supposed to be the science guy here.
I'm just saying. Based off the science of how your pseudoscience works, You're drawing energy out of the air into the crystals by utilizing the pyramid as a conduit, right?
Yeah. No, listen.
To charge the crystals to then affect your sigil to make your chaos magic work more effectively, correct?
I don't
Correct or
believe in
incorrect?
pyramids. Okay?
Correct or incorrect?
Pyramids don't exist.
Sir,
Build a pyramid.
Sir,
Build a pyramid.
correct or incorrect?
Probably. I wasn't
Okay,
really paying
correct.
attention.
So, in drawing all that out of your atmosphere and putting it
Yeah.
into yourself, your child who is in that same environment
Yeah.
is not getting those essential vibrations that you're
right.
stealing.
You're right. That's
You're being
why...
a petty son of a bitch with your crystals and your pyramids, and you gave your kid autism
Well, why do they put rat brains in the vaccine then?
because they're smart enough.
Fair enough. I believe in milk crates.
Okay.
That's
Is that
like
it? Is that
my-
it?
That's like my thing.
Your thing is milk crates?
Yeah.
What's your big mentality behind how milk crates help you as a human?
For everyone who's not in this room right now, we use milk crates for everything.
He's
we
not
have a
wrong.
Table.
I'm
that
drinking
has-
out of a milk crate.
It's really complicated because like it's a milk crate that I duct taped everything around, so it's like water solvable, salviable, sativiable.
Resistant?
Let's just keep going.
Okay. So that book is actually pretty impressive. I know.
Oh,
I
yeah,
know that you
the
were
algorithm?
talking about things like you don't understand what happened in the 1700s, but
What happened then?
well, I'll get to that. But you have to
America?
remember, this guy lived from 100 to 170 A.D. He wrote a book that accurately charted the speeds and rotations of planets around Earth, which is what we thought that we were the center of the universe. So people then used his charts and notation to make calendars. He's the person who is responsible for the original calendar for like 1,500 years. And so he also wrote this like massive manuscript called the Tetrabiblios, which
I think we all know about the Tetrabiblioke.
then please elaborate.
Smart guy thing.
Yep. Nailed it. It's considered the Bible of astrology.
Oh,
And it's all based out of his Grecian basing of astrology.
yeah.
And that's what made Grecian astrology popular around the world and kind of really synthesized all the original beliefs of astrology, except for in China, which has the zodiac.
The Zodiac killer's from China, right?
Sure.
Yeah, I could see that.
Sure. Yeah, he was very angry about all the internment camps and decided to take
Right.
out his anger by fooling the police with hieroglyphic decoding things to break down while killing couples throughout
Yeah.
California.
He's like, oh, I showed the Americans how I do it in China.
I make wine country terrifying.
Oh, yeah.
Rah. Yeah. No,
I don't
no,
know. I don't know where I
no.
was going with that.
I don't know either. I don't know why, sir. I prefer you when you're drunk.
Yeah. Where's the malt liquor?
It's in the fridge. Go grab some.
No, it's going to fuck up the recording again.
I guess so. So China, they have the zodiac, and instead of breaking it into 12 months with the
Right.
different kinds of people that come out, like because with Grecian and now Western zodiacs, you're a Scorpio because you were born on your day of the month of the year.
Yeah.
You could be born any other year, same day, you're a Scorpio.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
But in the zodiac, it's based on the year you're born. It's the year based off of a certain animal, and the certain animals have certain traits.
Uh-huh.
And so people don't want certain people to be born on certain years in order to possibly not curse them. So
some parts of China have no one born on the certain year?
no, you'll just see like a huge dip in birth and a
Interesting.
huge boost in birth on certain years. Like
I'm
year
the
of the
year of the dragon.
year of the dragon is a very
Yeah.
popular year to have a kid.
Yeah, I'm
Year of the
Scorpio.
sheep, not so much.
I'm a scorpion dragon. Pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty sick.
Yeah, like
I'm
imagine
a-
a dragon with a scorpion tail.
I'm a Virgo dog. So
Wait, what's a Virgo again?
Virgo? Imagine
Like a
like
fish?
no, it's like that angel. It's like the angelic virgin.
Oh, you're a virgin. Yeah,
Yeah, that's what they tell me.
That explains it.
Yeah, that's why we're
So
so
you're a
charismatic
virgin?
and alluring.
A virgin dog.
And dogs are hardworking, trusting, and loyal.
Those two traits seem parallel.
Yeah, right. I feel like it works pretty well. Like I'm basically the dogs that go to heaven,
Oh.
and supposedly that's all of them.
Oh, then you didn't even need to be a virgin then.
No,
Could have just been like a whore.
could you imagine if like you're a dog and you spent your entire dog life as like the real life version of Lassie, just like saving little boys from wells and like getting
Yeah.
little pats on the head, and then you eventually get like put down like out
Get
back
shot in
because
the
you got
face.
bit by a raccoon and now you
Yeah.
have rabies, and you go to heaven and you're up there and you're like, damn, I lived the best life I could till I went crazy as fuck, And then you're like, who are you two? And it's like two German shepherds. And it's the dogs of Goebbels and Goering. And they're just like, you know, like.
Who's Goebbels and Gamings?
The two, like, right and left hand man of Hitler.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like the two.
Could you imagine you're
That'd
like
been
just
fucking
chilling, like you
hilarious.
had like a great life, you like saved humanity, and then you're just chilling there with a guy who like probably nibbled on some dead Jews every time his owner wasn't watching.
Most evil fucking dogs in the world. And like you see another German Shepherd, and they're like, "Where were you from?" And he's like, and starts playing that black and white clip from like the race riots of like the '60s. Where they're,
Oh
like,
my god,
shooting
he's like,
black people with water.
you see how nice my teeth were back then?
Yeah,
Look
those
at it, guy
are
just
the
got
days.
caught in the light, those pearly whites,
It's like all dogs go to heaven, even the
Yeah.
racist ones.
even the terrible ones. And then you have all those hairless dogs.
Yeah, like Einstein's dog is there. He's like, I helped invent the atom bomb.
And then I died of black lung from all the time he was smoking around me.
And fucking his niece.
Einstein fucking his niece. We're way off topic.
Yeah. Sheesh. Get back to the fucking science here, nerd.
All right, jeez.
So 1700s. 1776! Take our guns!
Okay, fine. I'll skip up to the 1700s.
No, I was just joking. Where were we at?
Wow. I was all the way back in the 1300s, but,
What was happening back then?
well, I was talking about how, there was a guy named Galileo Galilei.
Oh, yeah, that guy. Jew.
Yeah. No.
Italian.
Yeah. Very Catholic. Catholic enough to, when he presented his heliocentric findings that we're not the center of the universe and that the sun is the center of the universe.
Blasphemy!
Yeah. The church imprisoned him under house arrest until he died and never said that he was correct until 1994.
So, like, what, like 10 years later?
Yeah, sure. 10 years plus like 630.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Yeah, they really didn't want to believe that we were not the center of the universe for a long time. But that kind of
crazy.
throws off a lot of things, including that calendar that Ptolemy wrote.
Yeah. No, I remember. The Agamity.
Yeah, you were really close this time. But then in the 1700s, it got a little bit worse for astrology being considered like a science because we created a lot of fucking things in the 1700s.
Yeah, like America.
Yeah.
Pretty dope.
And we found out about gravity and we could refract light and we could make telescopes to see that other planets had moons and other.
You're welcome, the world.
Yeah. And so with all that stuff, the scientists of the day all got together and was like, okay, we should figure out a way to make sure that this is real shit and not bullshit, if it's scientific or non-scientific.
Oh, man. Like, how do you figure that out, though?
With a method.
Oh.
The scientific method.
Yeah, I guess. But why do you need that when you could just have your feelings?
Well, because feelings can't be replicated.
I feel
Actually,
like
that
this
would
is
be
a flat
very
Earth.
Okay, well, that's not a feeling.
I feel like when I walk down the street, it's not curved. I'm just walking straight.
What happens when you go to a hill?
Don't go to hills.
You've never seen a hill.
Nope, never saw it.
Wow.
It's flat.
Okay. Effectively, the scientific method, you would have to be able to prove with some kind of research and some kind of study. Let's say you as a flat earther decided that you were going to send a weather balloon up into the upper limits of the atmosphere.
Can't. Flat.
No, because you would have the dome theory.
Domed.
Yeah, exactly.
Curve.
So you were going to send it up to where the dome would effectively be and
NASA
see if it
shot
would be
down.
stopped. And you would have a camera on it going the whole time.
Yeah.
It would record the whole thing. And you somehow found your weather balloon getting stopped at a specific location.
Photoshop.
This is your findings.
They altered it.
No, you want this to show that.
NASA did it.
You want them to... okay, so it stopped at a specific spot and then stayed there until some mysterious thing came and shot it down.
Yeah.
Okay?
NASA. It's okay.
That finding would be awesome for you.
Yeah.
And so you go to another scientist who does not probably believe the same thing you do.
Yeah, because he's in on it.
Yeah. And
He's in
he
on the
takes
he's
exactly what you did
implicit.
and he recreates it
Yeah.
and finds it. The balloon stops at the exact same height for the exact same amount of time and then just gets shot down. Boom. It's science.
Bam, science.
Because
I like this.
It passed the scientific method.
Okay.
Someone else took your exact experiment,
Yeah.
replicated it, found the exact
And that's what
results.
happened. But it always gets buried by this fucking administration.
Okay. Back to the skies and less about the earth, all right?
Thought we were talking about skies.
The problem is that you can't scientifically prove astrology.
You can't unprove it.
What is there to unprove?
that it
If
doesn't
you can't prove anything,
not happen.
you can't unprove anything either.
But doesn't not happen?
Are
There
you
you go.
asking, does it not happen?
It doesn't not happen.
So you're saying it does happen?
It does happen
No.
sometimes.
Okay. Moving on. Obviously, you can't, read from the stars and say this is going to affect this person in the exact same way and have someone else take the exact same measurements, read from the exact same stars and say the exact same thing to see the exact same thing happen with astrology.
Yeah.
It's very, very difficult. If they could, sure. So in 1930, horoscopes became used by astrologers to help inform majorly influential people again, like queens and kings and presidents to make big decisions.
1930, good time to have, foresight.
Yeah, you really need it at that point. You don't know what's going on.
World War I just ended. They called it the Great War.
It was supposed to be the war that ended all wars.
Yeah, it was done. We're done with wars after that.
So it didn't really become a big thing in the newspaper for people like yourself until this man, R.H. Naylor.
Yeah, that's a cool name.
He was a pretty cool guy.
He was nailing all over town.
Yep, just people named R or H.
And he was nailing
All nailers.
L. Ron Hubbard, you're getting nailed.
So Naylor was a prominent British astrologer who actually...
Wait, is he related to H.R. Giger?
No.
Oh, is that not how names work?
No.
Oh.
RH and HR should not be related.
Damn, you're right.
Especially when they don't have the same last name.
Well, we don't know.
We do. You just said their last names in the same sentence. They were different. All right. So he actually read palms because, with astrology comes tarology and palm
we
reading.
got to get our palm read one day.
That'd be fun. Place right near my house does it. But so he read Mark Twain's palm and Grover Cleveland and even Winston Churchill.
Oh, I know him.
Which that would be a hell of a palm to read.
Yeah, it's just like...
It's like reading a fucking catcher's glove.
Yeah, it's like hairy and like just leathery.
And he's like, you masturbate way too much.
Yeah, just reeks of cigar.
So Naylor predicted the horoscope for Princess Margaret based on her natal chart.
Okay.
And 3 days after she was born, when he took the time to kind of study the chart, he published a report claiming that she would have a scorn of disdain and an eventful life, both of which were true.
Wait, what was she? She was the queen of what country?
No, this is Princess Margaret
of what?
of England.
Oh yeah. Well,
So-
there's never been a royal family like the last 1,000 years that hasn't been disdained.
I know. So he noted events of importance around her 7th birthday. And a couple days before her 7th birthday, her uncle, Edward VIII, abdicated the throne to her father, making her directly in line behind her sister, Elizabeth.
Okay, all
who,
right, okay.
as you know, was the queen.
Who?
Queen Elizabeth.
Oh, she's still the queen?
I don't know. Check. Is there a different person sitting in the fucking throne?
How long is she going to be queen for? Jeez.
Till she dies.
Oh, when is that?
No one knows. They
What's
predicted on
astrology
Reddit.
say?
They predicted on Reddit it was going to be January 5th.
Yeah, we spend too much time in r / conspiracy.
No, I don't. They post terrible articles. They have bad references.
I love conspiracy.
However, when that prediction came true, Naylor got his own column in the newspaper.
Nailed the column. Nice.
Yeah. But instead of writing from natal charts of like major people, he actually focused on the general public and based it on specifically their sun sign. That way he could do a new sun sign every day. And I mean, people loved it. His career did fantastically until May 28th, 1939.
What happened then?
Well, he made this big grandiose prediction as he did once a year.
Yeah.
And he stated with a bunch of like charts and he like mapped everything out.
Yeah.
That the biggest threats to civilization were, this is a quote from the article.
Okay.
1, the childless marriage. 2,
Sounds like a Republican.
the failure of agriculturalists, parenthesis, who are, after all, the key men of any civilization, end parenthesis, to understand the ways of nature and conserve the fertility of the soil.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what he said?
Yeah.
In May
Mm-hmm.
1939.
Yeah.
Before November?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so, by September like 9th, I believe, or 7th. Yeah, that's when World War II started in Europe and went until about 1945.
Yeah.
So
well,
he kind of...
November 1st was when they invaded Poland.
Yeah.
Kicked off that whole...
Kind of really shat the bed saying it was agriculture.
So he thought it was agriculture and
Yeah.
single mothers?
Yeah. No. Childless marriage. So
Oh.
it's people just having sex and not having kids.
If anything, those two things were good things. Those probably ended the war earlier.
Could have. But
If
so
you had
he,
all these kids running around.
yeah, he kind of didn't keep his column much after that, mainly because there was a paper shortage in Europe.
I bet he was still upset about it. He's like, "What?
He was like,
I
no.
can't have my column?
What?
All these young men are going out and dying."
He's like, could have given me 2 more months. I would have done another prediction. Could have told you how the war would have ended. I see a big flash of light in 1949. I think we'll be fighting till then. In 1945, they're like, we're just going to kill you. We're just going to fucking kill you. We're done fighting in 45. You want 49? Fuck you.
Yeah, like he just makes really crazy predictions that were actually accurate, but there's no way to print them.
Yeah, no way.
He's like,
so after that, it became hard to actually find a newspaper without an like a horoscope column because of how popular he made it.
yeah, but he was way off.
On that one time, but in other countries they didn't post his big predictions. They just saw that there was someone who was doing it, and they're like, "Get us someone who can write a sun sign article every day."
I like how they talked back then.
Me too. I love it.
Like it sounds like in Africa they would get like his predictions, but they wouldn't get the big ones. It's like when we send them the shirts of the losing Super Bowl team. It's just like
The Rams win again.
no, these Rams guys are really good. I can't wait to go to America and meet them. And then they come over here. They're like, everyone's like, Rams never won a Super
They're
Bowl.
like, who the fuck are the Patriots? So and then there was something that actually really helped astrology get more popular.
Gandhi.
Was this man Carl Jung, who
in
created
India?
psychoanalysis. No, Carl Jung created psychoanalysis and was huge into astrology.
Yeah.
He loved the stuff. He thought that eventually it would help unlock secrets of humanity that we can't find out ourselves.
Yeah.
And so around 1970, there was something called the Age of Aquarius.
Oh, yeah. Freaky fucking.
Yeah.
Free love, bro.
Yeah, it started the New Age movement, which actually astrology was really part of. Like, it was in all the pop culture. People were always talking about sun signs, and then
Everyone was buying their crystals, building their pyramids, boy. Let me
Yup.
tell you something about the Age of Aquarius. And terrible fucking synth music was everywhere.
And so there was this one woman named Linda Goodman who wrote a book about horoscopes called Sun Signs.
Okay.
And now this was like the
Take
best.
it back to basics.
It was like the best fucking selling book for astrology of almost all time. It sold like 30 million copies. Was on the bestsellers list of New York Times.
More than the alligatory?
The
algorithm?
You're so close. The Almagest?
The alligator?
Almagest?
Yeah,
Almagest?
Yeah,
Yeah.
better than that?
Well, I mean, seeing as how that was one of the few books that would survive the fires of Alexandria, yeah, it sold better than that.
Oh, damn. That's crazy.
But it was
My favorite book.
translated into like 15 languages. It was
Oh.
insane.
Like ABBA.
Yeah. And so the book promised the reader to be able to, quote, recognize people's hidden dreams, secret hopes, and true characters.
Ooh.
And then it was literally just telling you about how to understand someone's sun sign. And I shit you not, this is literally another quote from the book. It says, sun signs will literally change your life.
Wait, literally or figuratively? 'Cause
Literally.
That word is changed a lot in the last like 10 years.
Yeah, but this is from the 1970s.
Oh,
This
man,
will
it's literally.
Literally change your life.
It's like The Secret. What does it literally do?
Nothing.
Oh.
It allows you to understand that when someone was born, they might have this kind of trait.
Could you sue her for literally saying that?
Probably not anymore.
Damn it.
But
She's
so,
dead?
no, she's still alive and kicking.
Wow.
I'll get
okay.
back to her.
Oh,
But so
okay.
it made people think of, the zodiac personalities. Now, this pissed off scientists so much.
They're like, damn it, I wrote my book and no one's buying it. This is the best book ever.
Well, and they're also like, that's not science. And so in 1975, more than 180 scientists stepped forward and tried to speak out about it.
Yeah.
And they got a group together and they built themselves in size.
Yeah.
And by 1984, they got the group to lobby the newspapers. I love this. This is like the nerdiest way for scientists to be like, this is how we can tell the public effectively and all together.
They started a Third Reich.
They wanted the newspapers to print a warning with
Oh.
horoscope sections saying, this is literally what they want, was going to be printed with every horoscope section of every day.
Right.
The following astrological forecasts should be read for entertainment value only. Such predictions have no reliable basis in scientific fact.
Nerd.
Who the fuck cares? That's like posting the thing of like, Surgeon General, smoking cigarettes will give you lung cancer and you can die.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
On the back of the cool label cigarette box.
Yeah, you're like, now you just gave me a badass skull and crossbones to rock on my sleeve.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna bring up like the smoking thing where they put like dying fetuses in like the back of those cigarette boxes now.
Oh, I've seen all that.
Like
It's all over Australia. It's
like,
plain
yeah,
packaging.
Like black lung.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when I went
They
over,
should do that with astrology though. Like
when I was over there, I would love to fuck with the cashier because
you just say like, oh, give me the one with the dead baby on it.
Yeah. I'm like, hold on. I was like, do you have any that are not the toe tag? I was like, I have a lot of the toe tag. I'm trying to make a collage before I go home. I was like, I want all the pictures.
I want to collect them all. It's
like
Pokemon.
I have the blind guy. I have the toe tag. I have the carotid lung.
Artery. Oh yeah.
I have the dead baby.
Yeah.
I was like, I need one of like the woman just looking scared.
Yeah. Of the one with the.
Oh, that's a fun one too. That one's really not that gruesome compared to the rest of them.
Well, yeah, but I just like they should have said warning. Reading this might cause fun. Like
yeah, right.
Why isn't your life as fucking boring and bland as mine? How dare you enjoy spices?
So that didn't get printed.
Oh,
and it did not work out.
Yeah, like
and astrology got so popular again that it was
took
actually
over science. Now that all astrology is now replaced with science.
No, just my favorite thing is that Ronald and Nancy Reagan in their autobiographies would talk about how they would always consult with an astrologer before making big decisions.
Yeah, they make fun of her on American Dad because like we need to contact Ronnie, and she's like, I'll contact him. Like acting like, all right, now those fucking psychos are gone. Then she starts smoking a cigarette.
Oh my God. There were they even made hotlines you could call.
Ooh, 1-900 astrology.
It started with like 1-800 astrology, and it was like. It was like they just multiplied. It was like 1-800-Daryl. Hey, I'm Daryl. I'm an astrologer. I can tell you your predictions. Like,
do you remember Miss Cleo? Call me now.
No, I was not in a Miss Cleo band wave.
It's not astrology. It's the card one. But yeah, same thing.
But so with that, there were some issues because it's at a peak. And actually,
I like this part. We should start with this part.
Even with it, like it exploded in popularity even more when the internet evolved.
Ooh.
Because you have to remember that now anyone can make a fucking video of themselves being like, hey, this is Steve. I'm just reading out the sun signs of today. As you can see from where I'm based over in Norvegia. You're like, what?
Norvegia, California?
Yeah. You're like, they're hanging out in this house today. If you are a Virgo, if you are a Pisces, you're going to be feeling this kind of a way. So it's just gotten like way more popular.
Waves, bro, yeah.
But it's bullshit.
What? What is?
It's bullshit.
What is?
All of these fucking readings and these sun sign readings.
What are you, one of the nerd scientists?
Charts. No.
We should start the podcast off with warning. This podcast might involve astrology, which is, kind of fun.
Here's the problem, right? Is that none of these fucking signs are accurate.
What are you talking about? I'm a Scorpio. I feel like a Scorpio.
Remember what I told you about when they were all made?
Yeah, the moon, the new moons.
In 1300 BC?
Yeah, listen, there's a bunch of sciencey books that have written that just never got edited. Literally all of them.
Sure.
They've never been
none of them
peer-reviewed.
really revolve around the fact that it's us looking up at the sky and it's what we see, right?
Yeah.
That changes because our Earth wobbles and tilts.
Oh, no.
And in the
Are you
last...
gonna add science into this?
Listen, in the last 4,000 years since they fucking coined these signs, our Earth has gone from about like this kind of a tilt to about that kind of a tilt.
Okay, he shows a extreme tilt for those in listening land.
Yeah, thank you.
So wait, it was like this, now it's like this? So what's
no,
like
it goes from this
degrees?
to that. It's probably, I don't know, it's probably a good 37 at least.
37
Could be almost 40 degrees.
Tilt.
It's ridiculous how much of a tilt there is comparatively.
So you're saying that the Scorpio's no longer in November?
It could be, but probably on the very, very, very late part of November.
Oh, no.
And you're probably a different...
Very, very first of November.
You're probably a very different sign.
I don't want to be a different sign.
They even found that there was a 13th sign because the stars have... Because we have shifted so much that we see another constellation.
You ever seen that movie 13th Ghost?
No. Don't get me on it. So we found another one called Ophiuchus.
Now, I can get behind
Ophiuchus.
everything, but that one sounds stupid.
What, Ophiuchus?
That one sounds like it's made up. Like, all this is made up, but that sounds
and
extra
Gemini
made up.
and Pisces.
Yeah.
And Taurus. And
yeah, that's a bull.
Scorpio.
Yeah, that's a scorpion.
And Ophiuchus.
That sounds like vomit.
Damn it. However, okay, if you ask any of these major astrologers of today, they just don't give a shit. They don't care. They're like,
Yeah, they don't care.
they're like, well, basically, it may not be like what's above us now, but it still tells us about ourselves. So
It's true.
fuck off already and stop asking me about it, because you're just really bringing bad vibes, man.
Yeah, I'm trying to
that's-
surf here, bro.
And that's the problem. Is that's what really this whole thing's about. In 1998, the University of Helsinki in Finland,
Oh,
they
man.
published a very aptly named scientific article titled "Belief in Astrology as a Belief in Astrology as a Strategy for Self-Verification and Coping with Negative Life Events."
Is there like a TLDR for that fucking title?
Yeah, it's like basically saying that there's a big correlation between if you have negative life events or very
Yeah.
traumatic events in your life, that you'll be drawn very heavily to astrology.
Oh, people that had negative events in their life are always drawn to weird shit like this.
No, but they're talking about specifically astrology.
Don't
Because
just blame
basically, if you've
astrology.
experienced traumatic events, astrology makes you feel in control. It makes you feel happy.
Yeah.
And it's basically a placebo.
Well, there's nothing wrong with a placebo. It works half the time.
It works when you believe it works.
Listen, they're still studying placebo, okay? There's something weird going on there.
Yeah, it's literally the fact that your brain can trick itself into something happening because it thinks that it's going to happen.
And that cures cancer,
Good.
just like astrology.
So now there are other reasons besides the placebo effect that make people love astrology.
Yeah.
And the other one is called the Barnum effect. And the Barnum effect is named after P.T. Barnum.
I was about to ask,
Obviously.
is that the... Because he's the only Barnum in history of the world. It's like, hey...
there's no other real big name Barnums.
Yeah. Except
But
for
so-
that guy that was under Hitler. Mine Barnum.
Oh, yeah, that guy. Mine Barnum.
Mine Barnum.
What an ass. Thank God his grandson was much nicer.
Yeah. Mein Kampf.
But so the Barnum effect shows that basically 99.8% of people can see themselves in any horoscope that you give them.
What? No, that can't possibly
Yeah,
be
because
it.
it's just general enough that you as a person imply yourself onto it.
Read a random horoscope and I'll tell you if I feel like this is me.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
All right. Let's do the PT Barnum effect right now.
All right, I'm going to go to this this website. It's actually called Astrology Zone. It gets about 2.2 million hits a fucking month. And you know who started it?
PT Barnum.
Susan Miller,
Who's that?
the woman who wrote
Just
sun
talking
signs.
about-
I'm so glad you're really paying attention to this podcast.
No, this is important stuff.
All right. Astrologyzone.com.
Yeah. Read me any random one and I'll tell you if it's a Scorpio or not.
Okay.
All right.
Emotional involvement is not based on love or pleasure, but on the control and understanding of human emotions and the role they play in the mysterious process of life and death. Though all blank horoscope do not spend their lives pondering the mysteries of life and death, most of them are inquisitive, probing individuals. They are fascinated with how things work, especially people. Their mental and physical powers of recuperation are remarkable and are truly evolved. Blank can learn to use their powers to help and inspire others.
The fuck?
What horoscope was I reading?
I don't know. Like an alien? Like what the hell is that?
That
Like-
was your horoscope, Mr. Scorpio.
Well, I do feel analytical, but that was crazy. It's like you use your powers to analyze humanity and like all this other bullshit.
Here's mine.
Okay, let's read yours.
Oh,
And by let's, I mean you.
As the sixth sign of the zodiac, Virgo represents the sixth stage in the evolution of man and his place in the universe.
See, like this is all weird.
In Leo, the need is discovered and develop man's individuality and creative potential. In Virgo, the need is to find ways to put man's individual talents to best use. This is why Virgo is known as the sign of service. For many Virgos, the need to make things better is satisfied by pursuing careers in health-related fields or in other areas such as teaching, labor relations, environmental protection, social work, or religious counseling.
That was all the professions. You just named all of them.
Though most of them do have altruistic motives in helping others, it must also be said that Virgos have a tendency to act the martyr when their service or counseling is ignored. And it is not unheard, of for them to use guilt as a weapon when they want to elicit the attention and cooperation of others.
Yeah.
Virgos have to
yeah.
learn that helping others to improve is one thing, but pushing them toward goals of perfection they cannot hope to accomplish is destructive as well as impossible.
That's you.
Why was yours all fluff and mine was all fuck you, fuck you, fuck you?
No, like, I feel like that's you though. Like you're an asshole. Like giving you a ride today. Like I was like,
You want to hear my Snapple fact?
No, that's more accurate. Now that one I can believe.
I like how the real fact on Snapple is in quotes. It says
Real fact on Snap. Did you know that astrology is true? That would blow my fucking mind if it was something about astrology.
no, it's actually that a cucumber consists of 96% water.
Who are they quoting?
No,
Facts?
it's just like real facts.
Oh, that was in quotes.
Yeah, look at that.
That's suspicious as fuck.
Yeah, they're real facts is in quotes, and then they're like, real fact number 839. Watch you look into this, and it's like, yeah, we can't actually say it's real because we don't get as specific as we need to. It's like it's actually 96.776.
It's not actually a fact.
It's just a thought.
It's just like,
we have a guy named Barry.
hey, Frank!
He sits in a room and he goes, A&W was started in 1919.
Oh.
Real fact.
That's a real fact.
Well, as long as you believe their labeling. God. Yeah, so basically at the end of the day, with the scientific method, we know that science that passes that method is science, and science that does not is non-science. And so astrology is non-science, aka pseudoscience, aka bullshit.
Yeah, but it's a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun. If you want to use it to make yourself feel better, go the fuck ahead.
Yeah, like.
But when I ask someone, what's your birthday? It's not because I'm asking about their fucking sign.
Yeah, but it's fun to talk about that kind of stuff. That's a good like pickup method. Like, hey, what's your sign?
I shit you not. I went and I got an endoscopy.
Oh,
and they always,
what?
Yeah, they shove the tube down your throat to check out your stomach.
Ooh, how you feeling?
I'm doing all right.
Okay. Did you eat like corn that day or something?
No, I wish. That would have been cool. But no, they always ask you that. They're like, so do you have any more questions? And every single person was like, what's your birthday? And they're like, what? Just, they never get asked another question. So,
like I hate those.
When they're putting me out, they're like, do you have any more questions? I was like, yeah, sure. I guess, what's your birthday? I already asked the nurse. And they're like, oh, well, I'm a Pisces. I was like, no, I asked, what's your birthday?
Yeah, like your birthday, not your fucking sign, you dumb. Aren't you a scientist in here?
Yeah, right? And they were just chatting about fucking astrology as I was going under.
See?
My very old doctor was like very disgruntled. Because they were like, what's your sign? He's like, I don't know.
I don't fucking know. I'm a scientist.
He's
I'm
like,
a doctor.
He's like, can we just put him under? I don't know.
I want this kid out of here. I need to put 8 more tubes down people's throats today.
Yeah, and then he's going on vacation.
Oh, see, I'd be pretty pissed off.
Yeah,
too.
He's like, come on. Fuck off with this astrology crap. Let's go.
Yeah, so fun episode, huh? Like that was interesting. That's definitely the wild wasteland in our brains.
Yeah, seriously, our brains are ridiculous.
Like we can look up in the stars and see like random fucking lights and say, you know what? There's a pattern here.
But you know what's great about that though? Is that for forever, like humans have basically been the same.
Yeah,
you know,
we're all like fucking stupid.
Even in 1300 BC, they looked up in the stars and they were like, well, that one looks like a guy, and he's chasing that horse, which is trying to run down this bear.
And that one looks like a scorpion.
And that one's a scorpion that's trying to attack a fish.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
Hey, that's crazy shit.
It's like, no, it's a cluster of stars that we can see because they're brighter than the other ones around them.
But like the oldest story ever told, like the oldest note ever found?
No.
It was a son asking his father for a little bit of money to get him out of a pickle. And that note's like 8,000 years old. And and it happens today too.
Yeah.
I can guarantee that's happening to someone if we have more than 100 listeners.
That's like that's just like when they found those old it was in like the early 2000s there was this like archaeological dig, and somewhere in Turkey they found these clay tablets, and they're so excited because they're like, this is the first written thing we've ever found.
This is going to be so
it's
profound.
So much older than anything we've ever seen.
Yeah.
And they figured it out. They translated it using the Rosetta Stone and all that shit, and it was like taxes. It was just some fucking farmer writing out his taxes of like, I have this many bundles of hay, this many has to go to the owner, this many goes to this man. Like, they're like, what?
Yeah, like the oldest joke. You ever heard that?
Tell me it.
It's a joke. I don't remember it verbatim, but it's a fart joke about a guy's mother-in-law. He's like, nothing smells as bad as when your mother-in-law farts or something.
My God. I still love the it was like the 2006 best joke in Britain.
Oh, what was it? The one about I shot him.
That was their favorite making fun of Americans joke.
Oh.
Where
someone
the
calls
two guys
911.
Yeah, he fainted and they're like, "Did you make sure he's dead?" Bam. Yeah, he's dead. But this one was a woman and her baby. A woman takes her baby on a bus and the bus driver looks at her and goes, "That's fucking disgusting. It's the most disgusting thing I've ever seen."
Yeah.
She goes to the back. She's all pissed off, and she's talking to the guy next to her. She's like, "I can't believe that bus driver would insult I can't believe he'd say those type of things." And he's like, "Oh, well, you should go back up there and say something."
Yeah.
She's like, "You know what? I should." He's like, "Yeah, you definitely should.
Yeah, you
Here, come on.
definitely
I'll hold your I'll hold your monkey."
Boom, boom.
Yeah.
Very British humor. I didn't get it.
What? The bus driver was saying how disgusting that baby was.
Yeah.
He's like, "Don't worry, you go tell him off. I'll hold your monkey."
Yeah, no, I get it. Just
It was their favorite one in 2006. I'm like, "Oh, that's good. That's good."
that's the kind of joke that you're like,
I don't even get like the audible behind him. I was just like
that's
just the exhaling out the nose.
yeah.
It's very polite. I didn't like it.
No, I like that. It's a very humorous kind of joke. It's
you-
not written by a comedian.
do you
but
think
a
when,
humorist? Yes.
Do you think when you laugh, if you like nod, you mean it, and if you're like shaking your head, you're like, "Oh, that was a shitty joke," without even thinking about it?
When you're on stage?
No. When you're in an audience.
Oh, when I'm in an audience? I don't.
Well, whatever. Thanks for joining us, everyone. We're gonna go ramble in the other room without microphones in our face,
All right. Thanks for listening, and go fuck yourself.
as always.